Every first-time cruiser makes the same mistake. They pack for every possible scenario, arrive at the ship with 2 overstuffed suitcases, and spend the first day reorganizing a cabin that has nowhere near enough storage for everything they brought. Cruise packing lists shared online are notorious for including items that sound logical at home and turn out to be completely useless, already provided by the ship, or available for purchase at the first port for a fraction of the weight they added to your luggage. Like and subscribe before we start. Share this with someone currently panicking over what to pack for their first sailing, and let's get into it. 1. A full-size umbrella. The full-size umbrella is one of the most frequently packed and least used items in cruise luggage. The instinct makes sense. You're visiting ports in destinations that might have tropical weather, and getting caught in a downpour without cover seems like something worth preparing for. But the reality of how port days actually work makes the full umbrella an unnecessary burden from the moment you lift your bag. Ports that experience sudden rain are almost always warm ports, where a brief shower is a welcome break from the heat rather than a hazard. The umbrella that seemed essential while packing at home becomes the item you're carrying awkwardly through a crowded market, while everyone around you is simply getting slightly wet and continuing on with their day. If rain protection is genuinely a concern for your itinerary, a lightweight packable rain poncho solves the problem in a fraction of the space, weighs under 100 grams, and folds into a pocket. It protects more of your body than an umbrella in wind, and port rain almost always comes with wind, while leaving both hands free. The full umbrella stays home. 2. A formal outfit. You'll never actually wear. Formal nights on cruise ships have changed dramatically over the past decade, and the formal dress code that once required tuxedos and ball gowns has evolved into what most lines now call smart casual or evening chic. On many contemporary and premium lines, the formal night that first-time cruisers pack an entire outfit for is now an optional atmosphere rather than an enforced dress code, with passengers in everything from suits to nice jeans appearing at dinner without incident. The passenger who packs a tuxedo for one night aboard a 7-day Caribbean cruise has allocated significant luggage space to an item with a single-use window of about 90 minutes. Check your specific cruise line's current dress code before packing. Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian have all relaxed formal night expectations significantly, while Cunard and Silversea maintain traditional standards. For most mainstream passengers, a blazer and a cocktail dress covers every situation without dedicated formal luggage. Read the actual current policy, not a packing list, written in 2015. 3. A hanging shoe organizer hack. The hanging shoe organizer trick, the advice to bring an over-the-door shoe rack to create extra storage in your cruise cabin, has been circulating in cruise packing communities for years and is genuinely one of the most consistently overhyped cruise hacks in existence. The premise is that the organizer creates extra storage for toiletries, sunscreen, and small items on the back of the bathroom door or cabin door. In practice, most cruise cabin doors are metal and don't support over-the-door hooks. Bathroom doors on modern ships open outward or are sliding panels with no viable mounting point. Modern cabin design has improved storage with shelving, drawer space, and vanity organization built in. Magnetic hooks that work on metal cabin walls cost around $8 and are far more practical. Before pre-packing a storage solution, check your cabin layout on cruisedeckplans.com, where actual photos show the real situation. 4. Seasickness medication. Use stockpile, but never use. Preparing for seasickness is sensible. Over-preparing for it by packing 3 different medication formats, a pressure point wristband, motion sickness patches, and a ginger supplement kit for a 7-day Caribbean cruise is a case of anxiety packing rather than practical packing. Caribbean itineraries operate in calm conditions for most of the sailing, and ships measuring 140,000 to 230,000 gross tons stabilize against normal sea motion to a degree most passengers never notice. Packing an entire anti-nausea pharmacy is solving a problem you are statistically unlikely to have. Bring one form of prevention, Dramamine, Bonine, or Sea-Bands, and leave it at that. The ship's medical center stocks motion sickness medication if conditions warrant more. One solution for one manageable risk is the correct approach. 5. A power strip with surge protection. This one is worth understanding clearly because it involves a genuine cruise ship rule, not just an efficiency argument. Cruise lines prohibit power strips with surge protectors in passenger cabins. The prohibition exists because surge-protected power strips can interfere with the ship's electrical monitoring systems, which track circuit loads to prevent electrical fires in a sealed marine environment. Passengers who pack surge-protected strips find them confiscated at the terminal X-ray with no return until voyage end, a standard prohibited item at Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, MSC, and Celebrity. What is permitted is a basic power strip without surge protection and without a USB charging hub in most cases. Check your specific line's prohibited items list, since policies vary. An alternative that works universally and raises no issues is a multi-port USB charging brick plugged directly into the cabin outlet, which handles phone, tablet, and earphone charging simultaneously without any prohibited hardware. Modern cabins also typically include USB outlets built into the bedside power panel, which were added specifically because passengers had been bringing power strips and causing electrical issues. Use the built-in USB ports first and bring a basic multi-port USB brick as backup. 6. A full set of beach towels. Every cruise ship provides beach towels. This is a standard inclusion across virtually the entire industry. At the pool deck, at the towel station near the gangway, and through the cabin steward on request. Passengers who pack beach towels are carrying weight for an item sitting in a clean stack on the ship. The belief that ship towels are inadequate persists in outdated packing guides, but major cruise line towels are full-size, absorbent, and replaced daily. The one genuine exception is travelers who have a strong preference for a specific microfiber towel for water sports or diving activities, where a thinner, faster-drying material is actually superior to a standard beach towel. A compact microfiber travel towel in that specific scenario earns its weight. For everyone else, the ship's towels cover the beach, the pool, and the hot tub. And packing your own is one of the clearest examples of solving a problem that doesn't exist. Leave them at home and use the space for something the ship doesn't provide. 7. Excessive sunscreen quantities. Sunscreen is essential on a cruise. Packing 6 bottles of it is not. A 7-day Caribbean cruise requires approximately one standard 6-ounce bottle of sunscreen per person when applied correctly each day, with reapplication after swimming. First-time cruisers who pack multiple large bottles, a variety of SPF levels, several spray cans, and multiple face-specific formulas are adding significant liquid weight to checked luggage for an item that is available for purchase at every single port of call and on the ship itself. The fear of running out of sunscreen at sea is a theoretical concern that doesn't reflect the actual purchasing environment of a cruise itinerary. Bring one bottle per person for the sailing. Choose your preferred SPF and formula so you have what you actually want for the first day before hitting any ports, and plan to restock at your first port of call if needed. Sunscreen is universally available in Caribbean ports, and buying locally is significantly cheaper than the ship's store. If your itinerary includes snorkeling or diving, research reef-safe options in advance, as ship store selection can be limited. 8. An iron or clothes steamer. Irons and steamers are prohibited items on virtually every cruise ship, and for the same fire safety reason that power strips with surge protectors are prohibited. A sealed marine environment requires careful control over heat-generating appliances in passenger areas. Passengers who pack a travel iron or a handheld steamer discover it confiscated at the terminal. This surprises first-time cruisers who see wrinkled clothing as a problem requiring personal equipment to solve, without realizing that cruise ships have laundry services, pressing services, and self-service laundry facilities that handle exactly this need. Most cruise lines offer pressing and laundering services through the cabin steward, with pricing that ranges from reasonable to expensive depending on the line and the garment. Pack fabrics that are inherently wrinkle-resistant, merino wool, and structured knits arrive wearable without intervention. For a formal outfit, hanging it in the bathroom during a hot shower releases most wrinkles within 20 minutes. The wrinkle problem is solved before packing, not after arriving. 9. Multiple pairs of dress shoes. Shoes are the single heaviest and most space-consuming category in most travelers' luggage, and cruise itineraries consistently do not require the variety of footwear that first-time passengers pack. One versatile walking shoe or sneaker for port days and general ship use. One pair of sandals or flip-flops for pool and beach, and one pair of smarter shoes that covers dinner, formal night, and any shore excursion that calls for something beyond casual. Multiple pairs appear in cruise luggage because travelers are packing for every scenario rather than the itinerary they actually have. The smarter shoe that covers formal night and dinner doesn't need to be a dedicated formal shoe. A clean, low-heeled shoe, or a dressy loafer for women, or a leather Oxford or Chelsea boot for men covers the full range of cruise dress codes, from smart casual through the most formal evening on any mainstream cruise line. Shoes that serve dual purpose between categories free up the luggage space occupied by single-use footwear. Every extra pair is roughly half a kilogram and significant bag volume for an item worn a few hours at most. 10. A portable Wi-Fi router. Passengers who research cruise internet options before booking sometimes arrive with a portable Wi-Fi router under the theory that they can share a single internet package across multiple devices more efficiently. Cruise ship internet systems are not home broadband networks. They operate through satellite connections with bandwidth that is allocated per device or per package, and the ship's system actively identifies and restricts device sharing configurations that attempt to route multiple connections through a single access point. A portable router typically doesn't work as intended because satellite internet architecture is fundamentally different from what the router is designed for. The most cost-effective approach to cruise internet is purchasing the line's multi-device package if you genuinely need connectivity across phone and laptop simultaneously, or accepting that internet access on a cruise is a limited premium-priced service and managing usage accordingly. Many experienced cruisers treat a sailing as a partial digital detox, finding the reduced connectivity welcome rather than a problem needing a hardware solution. 11. A portable safe. Portable travel safes, small lockable pouches or boxes that attach to fixed objects in a hotel or cabin, appear on cruise packing lists as a solution to the security concern of leaving valuables in a cruise cabin. Every cruise cabin across all major lines already has a built-in safe, bolted to the closet or built into the furniture, with a programmable code lock that the passenger sets on embarkation day. The portable safe is a solution to a problem the ship has already solved. Passengers who pack one are carrying additional weight for a redundant security layer that will sit unused in the cabin for the entire voyage. The in-cabin safe handles passports, extra cash, and jewelry without supplemental equipment. Photograph every document before locking it and store digital copies in secure cloud access. If the built-in safe malfunctions, the front desk provides alternative storage. Leave the portable safe at home. 12. An excessive first aid kit. A small personal first aid kit has a legitimate place in cruise luggage. A few bandages, antacids, pain reliever, and any personal medications cover the everyday minor needs of a sailing. The excessive first aid kit that appears in first-timer luggage includes a blood pressure cuff, a pulse oximeter, multiple wound care products, elastic bandages, antibiotic ointment, a thermometer, multiple cold and flu medication varieties, and enough over-the-counter medication to supply a small pharmacy. This level of preparation for a cruise, where a fully staffed medical center is available 24 hours a day throughout the voyage, reflects anxiety about being far from medical care that doesn't match the actual shipboard reality. Every cruise ship operates a medical center staffed by a physician equipped to handle everything from cardiac events to fractures. Over-the-counter medications are available at the ship's store around the clock. Pack your prescriptions, one pain reliever, antacids, bandages, and allergy medication. Everything else in the excessive kit is already on the ship. 12 items that appear on packing lists get loaded into suitcases, travel hundreds of miles to a cruise terminal, and then spend 7 to 14 days untouched in a cabin that had no room for them in the first place. The pattern across all of them is the same. They are solutions to problems the ship has already solved. Preparations for scenarios that don't materialize, or versions of items that exist in better forms. The luggage space they would have occupied is better used for the things a cruise genuinely doesn't provide. Experienced cruisers pack less with each sailing, because they have learned which items earn their space. The confidence to leave things behind comes from knowing what the ship provides and what the actual itinerary demands. Pack for the trip you booked, not every trip you could imagine. Hit the like button if this cleared something off your packing list, subscribe for practical cruise content every week, and share this with the first-time cruiser in your life who is currently surrounded by open suitcases trying to figure out what they actually need. We will see you in the next one.